Welcome to Curbit, the tool that makes it easy to create professional-looking landscape curbing systems yourself, quickly and inexpensively. We'll spend the next few minutes demonstrating the Curbit system and showing just some of the possibilities. Before we get started, let's look at what is included in the basic Curbit. Included in the kit is everything you need to create one 10-foot length of curbing at a time. There are 3 Curbit kits available, depending on the type of curb you're looking to build: contour curb, sloping curb, and high curb. For the purpose of this video, we'll be examining the contour kit. The differences in the kits will be explained a little later. When you open the box, here's what you'll find: 2 10-foot forms, 1 high-profile form and 1 low-profile form. These forms will create a solid barrier to shape the concrete to assume the desired shape. The Curbit forms are constructed from a flexible plastic material that will allow you to create a curb of any shape, from a straight run to a circle, or any shape in between. The material also allows you to remove the form in only 20 minutes to 1/2 hour, allowing you to work faster and more efficiently. 10 spacers that will assure you get a consistent width of your curb throughout its entire length. 20 stakes to hold the forms in place. An expansion and splice kit that will support the creation of a round curb. An 8-inch hand trowel. Brush, fiber mesh for the mortar mixture, and 1 of 3 curb shaping trowels. In addition to the supplies provided, you will also need a wheelbarrow, a concrete hoe, a shovel, a 5-gallon bucket, a hammer and number 16 galvanized nails, a tamper or sledgehammer, 120 pounds of Type S mortar, usually 2 bags. All of these items are available at your local home improvement center. Okay, let's get started. First, we will lay out the area for the curb. If you'll be connecting to another curb, be sure to overlap the form so you can tie in and extend it. You must have a smooth, consistent surface for the curb. In most cases, you will want to dig below the grass line so the lower side of the curb's height is level with the top of the grass. Smooth out the area and remove any debris. Next, we will compact and further level the curb area. This is an important step, as it will help avoid the failure of the curb due to settling. You can use a tamper, or if one is not available, a sledgehammer will work just as well. We are using a sledgehammer here due to the tightness of the space. Keep tamping until the soil is level and feels tight. You'll also need to moisten the ground thoroughly before and after tamping. Now we will set the forms with stakes and spacers. First, lay in the high-profile form and roughly align it to the desired shape of the curb. Secure it in place with 2 stakes by using the stake guides on the side of the form. Hammer it in place. Set the low-profile form parallel to the first form and use 2 more stakes to secure it in place. Now put a spacer in place to set the proper width of the curb. If the space between the forms is too narrow or too wide, adjust it to the exact width of the spacer. You will note that the spacer has a high and low notch. These are designed to accommodate the different heights of the forms. Be sure to place the deeper notch on the high-profile form. Once the first spacer is in place and both forms are secured with the first 2 stakes, place spacers down the length of the forms about 1 foot apart. Use all the spacers included, since the more spacers you use, the more even the width of your curb will be. Once all the spacers are in place, use the stakes and the guides on the side of the forms to secure everything to the ground. You can adjust the position of the setup as you go if it is moved from the desired location for the curb. Everything is now ready for the mortar. In a wheelbarrow, mix 2 60-pound bags of S-type mortar. For the Curbit system, you want a thicker consistency, so be careful about how much water you add. Start with 2 gallons of water to get the proper consistency. Mix the mortar thoroughly until you have the consistency of peanut butter. Add more water if necessary, but be careful not to let the mortar become too loose. One of the secrets of professional concrete workers and masons is to add fiber mesh to the mortar mix. Fiber mesh are tiny strands of fiberglass that makes the mixture stronger and the resulting curb longer lasting, and is included in the Curbit kits. This is an important step to realize the professional results possible with the Curbit system. Remove 2 to 3 of the spacers and begin shoveling the mix into the forms. Completely fill the space, pushing down with the shovel to assure that there are no spaces. Now, use the 8-inch hand trowel to smooth out the mix, compacting it and making sure that the mix is sloping down from the high-profile form to the lower one. Now you will use the Curbit curb shaping trowel to begin to form the shaped curb. The curb shaping trowel has a notch on either end. These are designed to fit into the tops of the forms, which will act as a guide when you shape the mix. Set the basic shape, filling holes and gaps, and removing excess mix with the hand trowel as you proceed. Continue down the length of the form, removing 2 to 3 spacers at a time, filling the form with the mortar mix, smoothing the mix, compacting the mix, and then using the curb shaping trowel to get the basic shape. Remove any areas with excess mix and fill any holes that may appear. When you reach the end of the form, work the entire length to smooth out the shape and to achieve a consistent flow along the length of the curb. Continue to use the curb shaping trowel until you get the results you want. Be sure that at all times the notches in the trowel are firmly set into the forms. Once you are satisfied with the finish of the curb, use the hand trowel to cut a clean edge at the ends of the curb. If you'll be continuing the curb, insert 3 number 16 galvanized nails horizontally at the end, leaving half of the nail exposed. This will give the next section of the curb something to which it can attach, strengthening the joint and creating a smooth transition. Finally, make shallow cuts in the curb every 4 to 5 feet. You do not need to cut all the way through. The cut just needs to be deep enough to allow expansion and contraction of the curb and to help prevent cracking as the mix cures and dries. After about 20 to 30 minutes, the mix will be set enough to remove the forms. Simply remove the stakes and peel the form away from the curb. You can use the hand trowel to separate the curb from the form if necessary. All that is left is to add a brush finish to the curb if desired. Using the brush included in the kit, lightly brush the surface of the curb until you achieve the desired look. Creating round and oval curbs with Curbit follows the same process, with a couple of additional steps. First, use the splice piece and 2 wing nuts to close the high-profile form into a circular shape. There are pre-drilled holes at the end of the form for just this purpose. Be sure the stake guides are on the inside of the form. Lay out, level, and compact the curb areas just as you would with a straight or curved curb. Place the high-profile form in position. To create the outer circle, use the extension section that is included in the basic kit. Attach 2 splice pieces to either end of the extension sections using wing nuts. Then attach the resulting assembly to the ends of the low-profile form using wing nuts through the pre-drilled holes. Be sure all of the stake guides are on the outside of the resulting circle. Place the low-profile form outside of the high-profile form. Assure that the high-profile form is in the desired location and secure it by driving the stakes through the stake guides. Once this is done, place the spacers evenly around the circle to line up the forms and set a consistent thickness. Secure the low-profile form by driving stakes through the stake guides. The remaining steps are the same as for the straight or curved curb. Prepare the mix and add fiber mesh. Shovel the mix into the form while removing the spacers. Smooth and compact the mix. shape the curb. Cut the curb for expansion. Remove the form. Add brush texture to the curb. Cleanup with Curbit is easy. You simply remove the excess mix from the form by shaking it or hosing it down. If you find that the form has taken on a curved shape, simply lay it flat in the sun and it'll return to its original flat state. In addition to the contour curb kit described in this video, Curbit also offers a high curb kit with 2 high-profile forms and a high curb shaping trowel, and a sloped curb kit with 1 high-profile form and 1 low-profile form. The Curbit system's 3 curb shapes put a wide variety of possibilities at your disposal. Curbs define your landscaping. Any shape, any size, any length. You are only limited by your imagination. With Curbit, you can create a truly professional look without breaking the bank, while having the satisfaction of doing it yourself.